What is up? What is up? You already know who it is. Steph Saucy here. And today, I'm feeling real good. Not only because it's a Sunday, thank the Lord. It's given me another day and giving us another day to watch this broadcast. But look, do you see what I got on today? Official Giants gear. The London 2022 starter jacket. Sold out. You cannot get this jacket anymore because I'm pumped up and I'm wearing it today because we put a beat down on those fucking Eagles last week, man. Did you see that? Yo, let me tell you something. Anytime you see me wear this, we're in business. And moving forward now, I like what I've been seeing from the New York Giants. We are definitely in business. The G-Man I'm representing. Look at the patches on this jacket. Look at this. This is tough, man. And by the way, just in case you're wondering how much I paid for the price tag, I paid a hefty price tag. We're talking a band. Yeah, that's how much I paid for this. And as soon as I purchased it, guess what happened? Sold out. Now, let's be honest, guys. This is probably one of the hardest starter jackets you will ever see, right? Especially for a team base. So, look. Man, I can't be more excited enough for what I seen last week. What's going on, guys? This is Steph Saucy Talk. As you can see, I'm pumped up today. Some call me Steph, some call me Saucy. You know that. But my New York Giants are looking pretty good. We're sitting at 2-4, not the best record right now, but we're doing pretty good. Look, just in case you didn't know, I have the Steph's M Life playlist that you can go watch on my YouTube channel right now. In case you like cars, I got my BMW M3, which I will be doing some more upgrades to it real soon, so stay tuned for that. And also, if you like talking about Bitcoin or like learning about Bitcoin, I got my Steph's Bitcoin report that you can also find on the playlist too as well, because I think I have a guest that talks about stocks and crypto. I'm going to have him on to talk about some things. So look, we were moving along throughout the season. It's officially fall now. So you know I got to wear some gear. And this right here, this jacket, man. Oh my gosh, look at that. Amazing. So we are in week 6 now, the NFL. Yeah, it's moving along. A lot of good teams and a lot of bad teams. But before we get to any of the stats, any of the scores, any of the injury reports, let's get to the big win from my New York Giants. And here from the man himself, Cam Scatiboo. All right, we're going to get to that and show you what he said. But look, let me get to week 6. The best game so far from week 6. Let's get to it. Let's look at the stats because I think that's very important to see how bad the Philadelphia Eagles lost to my New York Giants. Look at this score, guys. 34-17. Jackson Dart played a hell of a game. All right. 17 for 25, a 1 touchdown passing. But the man of the night, the man of the hour was Cam Scatiboo. 19 carries for 98 yards. As he's going to mention in the interview, he messed himself up. He could have had over 100 rushing. But look, 3 touchdowns. 3 touchdowns from a rookie running back, right? Okay. Receiving wise, Wan'Dale Robinson, 6 receptions for 84 yards and a touchdown. Brian Burns, though, man. Oh, man, that guy has been something special for this team. 2 sacks. He's up top of the leaderboard for the NFL sack leaders. Oh, wow. As we look, I have a screen going on right now. The Jets lost 13-11. They were driving down the field but couldn't get the field goal, or they must have messed up a conversion. But back to my New York Football Giants. And look at the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a team, right? The last Sunday, they lost to the Denver Broncos, who just won today against the New York Jets. And Philly's offense, man, they didn't look too good. Saquon Barkley had 12 carries for 58 rushing yards. He used to be on my team. He was on this team when they went to London and beat the Green Bay Packers. But now he's an Eagle. So, Saquon, there's no love for you anymore, man. I mean, you're a great player, but look, you're on the opposite side. A division rival team, too, at that. Jalen Hurts, 24 for 33, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, a.k.a. my little brother, because a lot of people say I look like him, but that's just another story. But look, that interception he threw in the end zone to Cordell Flott, that was a big moment in the game, a turning point. Actually, it was in the fourth quarter where I felt that was the icing on the cake right there, because we were up, if I'm not mistaken, We scored a touchdown in the fourth, right? And we had just gave them back the ball, and momentum was shifting. We thought, okay, maybe they were going to tie this game up. Take a lead in the game, but it didn't happen at all. Quinyon Mitchell, he went out of the game. And I get it. They're going to say, yeah, we didn't have our guys. But look, this was a total beatdown, people. Philadelphia, like I said, the rushing attack could not get anything going. 12 carries for 58 yards. I mean, that's nothing to brag about, especially if you're a fantasy football owner for Saquon Barkley. He didn't look good. Once again, A.J. Brown, I mean, he had, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the report said he was shouting on the field. Obviously, another week, another Philadelphia Eagles headline with this guy on their team. I mean, I think he should honestly go to another team. At this point, they should trade him. I mean, it's not working out. I mean, he had more receiving yards than last week. But look, man, this is 2 straight losses by the Eagles, which is unheard of from this team. Jalen Hurts, first interception in the past, I think they said over 20 games or so. So this was a guy that didn't turn over the ball, and last Thursday he did. So I got to give credit where credit is due. The Giants, man, they put a beat down on them. They play fundamental football. They ran the ball against this Eagles defense. They just pounded it down the middle, man. It was really something that the Eagles couldn't handle. They didn't want to stop it. At one point, we just ran all the way until the end of the game. It seemed like the Eagles gave up towards the end. So look, man, it was a great win. We needed that. It was a division game. Obviously, we were, if I'm not mistaken, 0-2 in the division against the Cowboys and the Commanders, and we got one on the board. So let's get to the man of the hour. Like I said, Cam Scadaboo, on what it felt like to get a big win against a division rival, Philadelphia Eagles. Here we go. Here we go.
So what was your first game against the Eagles like?
It was fun. I caused myself a penalty that took some yards away from me that I seen that broke the 100-yard mark, but we played hard, and effort to the guy, or props to the guys up front for all the effort they gave me and this team. They battled till the end, and that's what matters.
Can you sense the spark you give this team with your running style and obviously your production?
Yeah, I feel it. But there's a spark that comes from a lot of guys too. Jackson brings a spark. Those guys that in the receiver room that stepped up today and made some great catches, some huge catches on third down, and continuing to build is what we need to do and play as a team. 11 guys are on the field at once, and we all have to play together, and everyone has to be perfect to execute. So props to all them, and great job today.
Cam, the red zone
Perfect response
for this team offensively, but today you guys seem really forceful in terms of getting your 7 pointers.
Yeah, do you think it was a problem last week too, or did we handed the ball over, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I think that was the big thing. We fixed the red zone a little bit the last 2 weeks, and last week we kind of just handed the ball over. So we killed ourselves there and shot ourselves in the foot, but. This week we proved that we fixed it a little bit, and we're going to continue to do what we can, the best we can, at the the crucial times in the game.
What's the feeling being the defending Super Bowl champs here so convincingly?
It's been awesome. Like I said, it's a good team win. They were the Super Bowl champs last year. The season this year. Yep. So it's hard to win twice in a row. So props to them. They're a great football team. We see them in another week and a half or 2 weeks. I'm excited to play them again. But like I said, this is a season that we need to keep continuing to build on.
Perfect.
We're 2-4 right now, and there's a long season ahead of us.
Right, guys? This is his first year in the league. He wasn't going to get really that much starting time, but obviously due to the injury of, what's his name? Our running back. I forgot his name. But yeah, pretty much, he stepped into the role, even with Dart. He stepped into the role as well of taking over the passing attack instead of Russell Wilson, who really looked bad that last game against the Kansas City Chiefs where he last started. But Jackson Dart is coming into his own. Obviously, turnovers are a big thing. He holds the ball very long, but his legs are very good, man. Very good. He can get out of a lot of different attacks from the defense. Obviously, as the passing game goes on, obviously no Malik Neighbors because he's on IR with the torn ACL. I think meniscus too. He's got a lot going on. Darius Slayton didn't play. So Wan'Dale Robinson was the big man who led this team in the reception. So look, man, the future is bright. I mean, what Shane and Daboll did in the first 2 rounds of the draft, I got to give him credit, getting Abdul Carter, getting Jackson Dart, and then of course we got later on that second, third round, I think Cam Scadable got drafted. So it was a good win-win situation. It's good to see the rookies out there do their thing. But enough of me bragging about my team. Let's get to what we really are here for, is the NFL scores as we head into week 6. Obviously, I just mentioned to you the Jets. What an awful team. What an awful team. And the woes continue as they're 0-6. They should have won that game. The score was 13-11. Let's get to that game real quick. Let's just see. Wow, 13-11. Bo Nix, 19 for 30, 174. And once again, Justin Fields, I don't know if he's the guy, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. 9 for 17, 45 yards passing? 45. Nah, this can't be real. This is your QB? Nah, man. I'm sorry, man. That's unacceptable. The leading receiver for the Jets, 3 receptions for 25 yards. Obviously, same thing for the Broncos. 5 receptions, 42. But 45, yo. I could do that. I'm going to be honest with you. I think I could do that. You give me a screen, couple screens, couple slant routes, I can get you 45 easily. Nah, man. 0-6 is unacceptable for the Jets. 0-6 is especially when a Denver offense team that's struggling on offense. You had the opportunity to win this game and you can't win? Your defense played pretty good. Nah, man. The Jets gotta they gotta clean house. I'm sorry. You thought last year was bad. This is even worse. But without further ado, let's get to the headlines. And once again, the headlines this week: Lamar Jackson out again. A lot of the key Ravens teams players are out again. Roquan Smith, and they're going against the Rams today, who just lost in overtime to the 49ers, who Mac Jones will be starting again today. He's looking like a great QB under Kyle Shanahan. So look, man, the Ravens, I'm sorry. I think you lose this game today, there's no way you're making the playoffs. No impossible way. The percentage has to be very low for them to even get close to winning a playoff game, let alone making it to the playoffs. What happened in Baltimore, man, years upon years. I've always rooted for this team. I rooted for Lamar Jackson. I know he had a tough time getting his contract at one point. They was giving him a hard time. They didn't want to pay him the dollars annual average, which was a big thing. He got his bag. He had great teams. He has Derrick Henry, but the defense, man. Let's get to the defensive rankings for the Ravens, then we're gonna get to the scores. Let's just get to it, man, because this is not the Ravens I knew in previous years, and also that Baltimore Ravens standard. Look at this. They're the 31st team in defense. They gave up 408 yards total. They gave up 262 yards passing and rushing 146. Look, man. This is not the team, man. This is embarrassing. And 35 points a game on defense? You gotta make changes. And I'll be surprised if John Harbaugh is there again next year, because at some point we can't blame the coach. Obviously the coach does get blamed, but he needs a fresh start somewhere else. And this team, man, how many years are you gonna keep falling short? And now with this injury to Lamar and all the other key players, you might not even make the playoffs with this great of a team, talent-wise. Not happening. But look, man, it's the NFL. Not for long. That's what I call it. So we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next week or the next month or the next year. All we can focus on is right now, which is Sunday in week 6 of the NFL. So without further ado, guys, let's get to it. Let's get to this sort of lackluster game, which should be an easy game for the Indianapolis Colts. Once again, Daniel Jones, I didn't expect it to happen, but he's the man. Indiana Jones is what they call him. They're laying 8.5 points against Arizona. They do not have Kyler Murray as a starting QB. He is out today, and in place for him will be Jacoby Brissett, who was a former Indianapolis Colt. Not too, focus on the Colts injuries. Obviously, Adonai Mitchell, Kenny Moore is out, but Daniel Jones, 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 1,200 yards passing. Jonathan Taylor, who right now is looking like a candidate for Offensive Player of the Year, 94 carries, 6 TD, 480 yards. I don't think this game should even be close. You got the backup QB in. Although I do like Arizona's defense. Let's get to Arizona's defensive stats. Okay, they are along the bottom, top 20 teams. Indianapolis is in the top 15. So, look, I think right now we got to just focus on the points in this game. Daniel Jones, I think, could put up a good amount of points today. I like a 27-point game from the Indianapolis Colts with the Arizona Cardinals, unfortunately, with no Kyler Murray, who can make plays with his legs. I think they only put up 15 points today. Don't tell me how I got that number, but special teams are a thing this year, so I like 27-15. And as we keep moving down, we are going to get to this next game at 1 o'clock in Sunshine State of Florida with the shitty Miami Dolphins. But, hey, look, they still got to play a game, right? LA Chargers are laying 3.5. They have the 60.9% chance to win this game. I'm going to take that. Look, man, Darren Waller, he's back in the NFL, former Giant, by the way, who didn't do shit for us, but that's another story. Tua, I see a lot of comments from Tua Tagovailoa. He's been barking with Cam Newton. He's been saying he could do half the things that other great QBs like Josh Allen, Lamar, Patrick, all those guys can do. He could do too as well, half of that. And then this week he says whether I throw 1 pick, 2 picks, or whatever picks that I throw, at the end of the day, I'm going home to my kids who love me no matter what. That is your QB, Miami Dolphins. Someone that doesn't want to win. So if you don't feel that way, I don't feel that way either, that you should win this game. So, look, let's go LA Chargers with this game. I like 28-17. Give me that. I think Justin Herbert, they've been struggling the past 2 weeks, the Chargers. They lost to my team, the Giants, by the way. And I don't know. Something happened that they've been getting on track for the past couple of weeks. But I think this week they will. Let's go with that score, 28-17. Let's move down the line. Because this stuff, man, it takes a while to load. Patriots and Saints. Last week, I didn't expect the Patriots to play as well as they were going to play. And they showed us that they're no longer the little guy of the AFC East. Obviously, the lowest team in that division is the New York Jets, who are 0-6. But look, man, New Orleans, they beat my Giants, man. I beat my Giants. I give them credit for that. The Giants, they turned over the ball. 5 turnovers. I mean, you can't win a game in the NFL with that type of statistic. But look, this week, the New England Patriots, I feel like they're going to be the better favorites, especially with you got Stephon Diggs rolling like the way how he rolled last week in his homecoming to Buffalo, over 100 yards receiving, over 10 receptions. I think that train keeps going with the Drake May, Stephon Diggs connection. And like I said, man, the Saints got lucky with that one. But I don't think they get lucky today. But could this be another close one like they did last week? Yes, I can think so. They got New England at 3.5. Let's go with New England going over 21-17 with that win in New Orleans down in the Bayou, as they call it, area. The Bayou, excuse me. I don't want any New Orleans fans to hate on me for that one. Okay. Browns and Steelers. Look, man, I'll be honest with you. I was a little hesitant with this game because knowing the fact that Pittsburgh, they had a bye week. They got a lot of their guys healthy on the defensive side of the ball. Cleveland, it's a new era now with Dylan Gabriel. I still want to see Shedeur Sanders. I mean, I don't know when his opportunity is going to come, but just know that this is a different Browns team. They just traded away Joe Flacco to the Cincinnati Bengals, I think for a 5th and 6th round pick. Because Cincinnati, their offense has been abysmal with Jake Brown, and they lost 3 straight. So they look to win today. I'll get to that game in a minute. But look, Cleveland Brown 1-4. They're on the road at Pittsburgh. I'll be honest with you, man. I screwed myself in the foot when I said the Browns were going to lose to the Packers. Obviously, that was only a week 2 game, but still, man, week 3, I believe. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. This is gonna be close. Dylan Gabriel, man, he's on the road today. His big first road matchup at Pittsburgh, a division game. It's gonna be tough for him, I think, to navigate with the Steelers defense that's healthy now. Let's go Pittsburgh with this game. I'm hoping I'm right because this could go sideways because it is a division game and anything can happen in division. You see them twice a year, and this is the first time they're seeing each other. So let's go Pittsburgh with 24-20. I think Dylan Gabriel can put up 20. I don't think they go over, though, Steelers. So I go 24-20. Okay. Now, here we go again with another game, Cowboys and Panthers. Both teams have a similar record. Dallas, if they didn't have that tie, I believe they probably would have won that game at Green Bay, which Dak Prescott, wow. I mean, this guy has been lighting people up, honestly. 1,300 passing yards, 10 interceptions, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Wow. I mean, he's doing that literally without CeeDee Lamb. His offensive line has been injured. Look at this. Kevontae Turbin, he's out today. CeeDee Lamb is out today. You're going to be relying on George Pickens a lot. Jalen Tolbert. And look, man, the Cowboys, do I think they're going to make the playoffs this year? No, I don't. But I think a road win like this could be big, and I think they do get a big win today at Carolina, putting up 30 points. I like 30-25. In favor of Dallas this week. Let's see if it works out because Bryce Young, he's been looking good, but against a bad team last week in Miami, I don't think that happens this week. But who knows? Dallas does give up a lot of points. That's why I like Carolina to get 25 points today. But Dallas overcoming with the arm of Dak Prescott, who was the early MVP favorite. Seahawks and Jaguars, this might be the second to last best game of the week. Jaguars coming off a big home win. 4-1 now. They're home again. 1 o'clock game against Seattle's stout defense. Look at the matchup predictor. Literally equivalent to each other. 49.8% for both teams. Now, that's rare. That's really rare. That's not even a slight percentage off. Because it can go either way, guys. I mean, what Trevor Lawrence are we going to get today? He had that game-winning touchdown, obviously, with the lackluster defense by Chris Jones. He admitted it, and that was addressed to him because they could have easily lost that game. And I think easily this game can go either way. They got Seattle with the 1.5 favorite. I'm not going to take that this week. I like Jacksonville at home. I think I've seen a lot so far from the Jaguars. I think Travis Hunter, I think he should play more defense this game. I think that's what we're going to see. I think Travis Hunter on the defensive side of the ball more because I think he's going to have to handle Jackson Smith and Jigma, who's having a great season and a great game last week too. Man, Ohio State got some great-ass wide receivers, bro. Let's be honest. They got some great wide receivers. All right, so look, man, let's get straight to this score because it's a close one, and I do still believe it's going to be close. Let's go with some points, man. I like points in this game. I like 26-24 in favor of Jacksonville at home. All right. ESPN keeps loading, and we're going to keep riding the wave, baby. This is another game where I said Baltimore is a team that will not potentially make the playoffs. And this game, if you lose this game without Lamar Jackson, you could forget about it. That's what I feel personally. All right, the Rams, they lost in overtime to the 49ers. Very close one. Matthew Stafford, he still can light up the scoreboard, man. Look at this guy. 1,500 passing, 11 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And Puka Nacua is looking like a guy who could become maybe offensive player of the year. That guy, he's resilient. He's someone you can count on. And look, it's looking good for the Rams. Obviously, I thought that win at Philadelphia, what they should have won, but they got their kick blocked, and they made them come all the way back. That shit fucked me up, man. But still, look, still to this day, I do feel the Rams are the better team than Baltimore right now, given that I mentioned to you the defensive rankings for the Ravens. So let's not waste any time with this game. LA Rams go on the road today and do it in a blowout fashion, I think, compared to what we seen last week. Give me 28 points and the Ravens 17. So I like 28-17. Got to give Ravens something, right? I mean, they still got Derrick Henry. Okay. We're moving down the line. Let's keep going. Another bad team, two bad teams, Titans and Raiders. Geno Smith is the league leading person for interceptions. And it's starting to sting now because you gave him a contract extension. You thought he was going to be that guy we seen in Seattle. Obviously, Pete Carroll was his head coach. But 6 touchdowns to 9 interception ratio. Not good. Ashton Genty, he's going to be the future for this Raiders team because Geno Smith could be on his way out. He might even get a buyout, if I'm not mistaken, because the Raiders, they needed a quarterback. I don't understand why they missed out on Shador, but that's another story. Titans came back last week and beat Arizona, which was an improbable comeback after Jonathan DeMarcado is his name, I believe, fumbled the ball right before the end zone, which kind of went the opposite way. Tennessee came all the way back. His head coach got fined for screaming at him. So, look, Brock Bowers is out today. Who is Geno Smith going to throw the ball to? Jacoby Myers, I believe. So, look, man. Tennessee is going to go on the road today. I like this upset. They're going to win back-to-back games, which we don't predict to happen, but I believe it will happen. So let me get this score right. Listen to this score. I like 23-20 in favor of the Titans and a special teams win today. Are we at the 4 o'clock games yet? We got our first 4 o'clock game. It's the Packers and the Bengals. I didn't see the Packers play last week, so I believe they had a bye. So, look, now they go against Joe Flacco again, the team that lost to him when he was on the Browns. Do I think that can happen again? Because the Bengals defense is atrocious, in my opinion. That's why Green Bay is favored by 13.5. You've seen they got blown out at home to Detroit, who put up 30-plus points. Jamar Chase is questionable today, but I think he will play. But Micah Parsons, this could be a breakout game if the offensive line doesn't hold up and Joe Flacco can't move. We know he can't move outside the pocket. So let's go with that game being easily in favor of Green Bay. Jordan Love has to put up some points today, and I think he does. I like a score of 31-20. 31-20. Green Bay wins this game easily. Whoa, we're moving today. I've been talking a whole lot, but we got to because it's week 6 of the NFL, and we got about 4 more games to go. Another big game. This is the biggest game of the week. I'll say this right now. 49ers in Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield, who talks a lot of shit, let's be honest with you. But his team is backing him. His numbers are speaking for himself. 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, 1,200 yards. I mean, this is without Mike Evans. He's been out for quite some time now, and he's still out with a hamstring injury. No Bucky Irvin today. But he finds a way, Baker Mayfield, to throw the ball all over the place. Mac Jones has been playing great. He's going to be, I believe, in start. He's questionable today with a knee, but I believe he's going to play. Brock Purdy. And this is what I don't like about the 49ers now, right? Let's just say San Francisco goes into this game, wins this game, which I don't think they will. And now we have a controversy. Brock Purdy has been out, and Mac Jones will be potentially a 4-0 starter. How do you go from there? Do you bench Brock Purdy the rest of the way, the guy you just paid $200+ million to? And that's what happened when they drafted Trey Lance. He broke his ankle. Brock Purdy stepped in, and Trey Lance has been a backup QB ever since. This is a big controversy now. Like, how do you go from here if you're San Francisco? That means you will be the best team in your division at 5-1. But that's for them. And that's how the business is, man. People, they only want to go for someone that's doing good for them right at that moment. But today, I like Tampa Bay at home. This game, I don't think they'll put up as much points as they had been recently. I think now with, obviously special teams and field goals, sometimes things get misproportioned. So let's go with Tampa Bay putting up 26 points today. And I think San Fran could put up 21. So let's go 26-21. And I think it's going to come down to the fourth quarter with Baker Mayfield with the ball in his hand with 2 minutes or less to go in the game. So that's what I like for that win. Okay, as we can see, the 1 o'clock games are officially starting, but I am almost done with my picks. Let's get to the big night game. Chiefs and Lions. Lions right now are pretty much the best team in the NFC, if we're not mistaken. Let's just be honest. They are who they are. They beat you down with the run game, and they have an excellent pass game with Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown, who right now is playing really some good football. 35 receptions, 407 yards, 6 touchdowns. That's going to be up. He'll probably get close to 15 touchdowns on the year. I'm predicting that right now. Aiden Hutchinson still looking good. And the defense for the Detroit Lions, let me see where they rank. Wow, they're ranked the 6th best team. Yep. 8th best team as far as defense is concerned. So, look, the Chiefs, this right now is a game where if you don't win this game, you could potentially be missing the playoffs because that's going to be a hard, thing to chase when you're 2-4. And they got them favored tonight at 2.5. Do I see the Chiefs losing 2 straight? I think so. I think Detroit is such a great team that they are the big boys of the NFC, and they're going to go on the road. Like I said in the beginning of the year when I said they were going to go on the road and beat Baltimore, which they handily did. I think they do the same today. Not going to be a beatdown, no. No, Kansas City does not lay down. That's not their MO. But I like Detroit, man. I like Detroit in this game. I like 30-27. I really do. I like Detroit going into the road and putting up 30 points. Their offense is so creative, and they just know how to use both those running backs, man. It's a thing of beauty to watch because the NFL running back position obviously seems to be not a high-paying position, but when you got 2 guys like David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, you gotta why not pay those guys, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they're just that special to the team. All right, 2 more games left. We're coming down the stretch. Buffalo and Atlanta. Look, I was high on Atlanta this year, man. I really was. But something seemed to happen when they lost that game to Carolina. That opened my eyes to seeing, like, what the fuck did I just witness? Michael Penix's stats are not the best this year, but Bijan Robinson, he leads his team in rushing and receiving yards. Rushing at the running back position. He's not a rookie. He's been in the league quite some time now, but this is your best guy for both the stats. So they're going to use him heavy. Buffalo's coming off of a loss to New England. They didn't look good on offense last week. But look, let me tell you something. Atlanta at home today on Monday is going to be tough to beat. This one was a heads up for me, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. They got Buffalo as a 60% chance to win this game. But Atlanta with that rushing attack, I like it, but I don't love it enough to beat Buffalo Monday night. I think Buffalo goes into Atlanta and wins this game. Putting up, I think, a good 26 points. It sounds reasonable. And Atlanta puts up 23. 26-23 is the score for that game. And last but not least, we have another Monday night game, which is going to be interesting because last time the Bears played this team, they lost on a Hail Mary. Do I think that's going to happen again? No, because the Bears can put up points, and the defense won't let that happen again. I would hope not. But Washington, man, let me tell you, once Jaden Daniels came back, I knew that was going to be the it factor. And I think, again, he will be that factor again today. And this rookie, man, Krosky Merritt for the Commanders, he looks pretty good, man, as a rookie running back. And that's why I'm saying the running back position has to be something that we appreciate. We don't appreciate it enough, bro. I'm telling you. Right now, we got Terry McLaurin is still out. And the Bears on the road. They lost last year to the Commanders. Let's go with the upset. I like the upset. I wasn't too high on the Bears, but I like them going on the road and winning this game 20-17. Another close game from last year. So let's go with that. To end Steph's Week 6 game picks, thank you for watching. We'll be back for another episode. Like I said, I got some interesting topics that I'll be coming up real soon, talking about Bitcoin, talking about my M3, all that good stuff. So thank you. You know, some call me Steph, some call me Saucy. But until next time, let's go Giants. We're back, baby.